It's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and let's talk a little bit more about the difference between treating adults and treating kids and teens. And this is just my personal opinion, but it's also probably the opinion of most, if not all, orthodontists. And the reason why it's important that you know this is that if you're not an orthodontist and you're doing ortho, you want to make sure you know what standard of care in the orthodontic community is, because if and when there was ever a complaint, and if and when it was ever escalated to an insurance company or a dental board, and if and when they brought in an orthodontist to give an expert opinion, if you're not doing something up to standard of care, that's when you're going to get yourself in trouble. And this is something that I feel very firmly about. So ideal versus improved, right? I have zero problems, and I'm very transparent about this, in an adult doing improved treatment, as long as the patient fully understands the risks, benefits, and alternatives of the improved treatment versus the ideal treatment. As long as you've explained what the ideal treatment is and where they can go and get it, whether it's you that can offer it, or if it's like a surgical case or something that's outside your comfort zone, they'd get referred to an orthodontist. If you do not document all this, and if you do not explain all this, you are at risk of liability, because you can't just say what you want to do. You have to explain all the options, even if you can't offer the other options, but you can tell them where they can go and get it. And if you don't understand all the options and how to explain them, because it's not something you do, then you need to say, hey, I can only do this, but the best treatment is this. And to go get the best treatment and have someone explain to you, I recommend referring to an orthodontist so they can explain the best treatment to you. I'm only offering you an alternative or an improved treatment. This is really important that you do this, document this, and even grab a signature every single time you do improved. And for me, I will never do improved if I think that it is below standard of care. So for example, or if I'm going to make their bite or their function worse, potentially, then I'm not going to do it. Even if the patient's saying they don't care, they don't mind, because I have been on the flip side of this many, many, many times. I've always stuck to my guns on this, to be honest. Even if office managers, and sometimes when I was working with managed care or with DSOs, heavy pressure to start cases that were like, let's say it was a class 3 case, and I don't care if I don't fix my class 3. I say, oh, it's not possible without jaw surgery. No, I don't care. I want straight teeth only. I say no. If I'm going to put them at a worse function or trauma, or potentially affect their ability to eat, talk, or speak and make it worse, it's a no. I have to be able to sleep well at night with the ortho I do. I don't care whether they're willing to sign their life away. If I know that's not it's going to be worse, if I know that the patient doesn't fully understand the potential complications it can be on their bite, their teeth, their dentition, their gums, their function, their ability to eat a sandwich, their ability to speak without a lisp, I'm just going to say no, because I need to know better. And no different if you go to a plastic surgeon and you're asking for, this is a terrible analogy, but if you ever watch like the show Botched or something like that, they'll go in and they'll ask for stuff. And a lot of times the doctors will say, and they're pulling out wads of cash, I'm willing to pay, I don't care. No, I'm not comfortable doing that. I can't do this on you because I don't feel comfortable, because it's going to make you worse, So you need to be able to say this with orthodontics. And I realize that there are some orthodontists that maybe don't believe in this, but the vast majority do. But there's a lot of general dentists, and I'm not going to mention who else is doing it out there, that don't mind. So, it's up to you to protect your own license. So that's why I think. But anyways, I digress. I don't mind doing improved treatment on adults as long as it puts them in a better situation, health-wise, function-wise. So I will, for example, perhaps take a class 2 patient that maybe doesn't want the overjet corrected, they don't want to have surgery, they don't want to wear elastics, maybe they don't want to do growth modifications, and I might leave a little overjet, but I won't do that in a teen. Okay, so now you see the difference, because kids and teens have the ability still to grow, and we have the ability to do perfect. It's not too late. You got to at least try, So I'm not going to do sloppy or improved on kids and teens, because we can do perfect. And I don't believe that kids have, the parents have to make the decisions. And a lot of times the kids get no say. And a lot of times the parents are asking for something because it's cheaper, but it's not the right thing to do. So in that situation, I would either decline to see that patient if they were firm on that, or do what I got to do, cost-wise, to try to get it within their reach so that we can get the patient the ideal treatment, or refer them to a dental school with an orthodontic residency or something that's much lower cost. There's a lot of foundations out there so they can get the treatment that they need. But if they're firm that they want, I only want upper treatment only, no, I don't do that on kids, sorry. And teens. If you're under 18, you're a kid. If you're over 18, you get to make your own decisions. That's just how I feel. And I've just seen it bite so many people in the behind who don't do that. So I'm just recommending that you also take that stance. All right, thanks so much.